Hey everybody, this is Angela from Texas and you're listening to 5 Picks and a Chick featuring El Gato. This is the show that gives you 5 NFL picks for people who love football and friendly wagering. Today we are joined by our special guest, Alma. Thanks for being with us today, Alma.
Happy to be here.
All right. Well, last week, El Gato, I went 3-2 and you went 1-4. I know that's tough to take. Our season record is I have 41 wins, 42 losses, 1 push. You're at 40 wins, 43 losses, and 1 push. That Charger game, that was a crazy game. The Jags covered on the last field goal, last second. So that one really was a tough game. Do you have any comments on last week's game or anything?
Yeah, I do. That was hard to watch. The meltdown that the Chargers had in that second half. I mean, just think about it. They were up 27 with 1 minute to go in the first half. So you think about it. The Jags outscored them up 30 points in the last 31 minutes of that game in a playoff game. I mean, who does that? What NFL team does that? So yeah, that was a tough loss. I mean, we had that one really won. It's a tough loss. As far as my other pick, the Vikings Giants, I knew that was going to be a tough game. Giants came in really with some house money, I thought, with nothing to lose on the road, playing a really tough game defensively. They really took it to the Vikings, who really had no answer defensively on what Jones or Barkley or what anything the Giants were able to do. The Vikings were in it for the first quarter, but really you could tell, after the first quarter, the Giants were there to win it, and that they did. So that's football, that's playoff NFL, and if you're not ready to play and defend your home field, that's what happens. You lose, and you go home, and the visiting team moves on, and that's what the Giants did.
Yep, I can't believe we're talking divisional round. We've got 8 teams left, 4 games to watch this weekend. Also, one other thing to mention, we are all together in the studios.
All right.
My first pick is going to be the Eagles -7.5 versus New York Giants. A heart hurts is better than a healthy Jones. This should be a favorable matchup for the Eagles since the Giant defense is ranked 25th in the league and their run defense is ranked 27th, and the Eagles like to run the ball. The one strength of the Giant defense is their pass rush, and the best way to negate that is by running the ball. The Eagles are the fresher team and will be more physical. Eagles cover and advance to the NFC Championship game. What are your thoughts on this game, El Gato?
Well, I kind of agree with what you're saying. However, I'm gonna bet the other side on that one. I'm gonna go with the Giants at +7.5. I think that's what it is.
Correct.
If you think about it, what you said is correct as far as statistically regarding the Giants. But the Giants, the last 5 or 6 games of the season were minus either one or both of their defensive tackles. They've got both of them healthy now. Both of their cornerbacks are now healthy and playing. And you see how they shut down the Vikings and their high-powered offense. I mean, they just completely shut them down. The Vikings at one point really didn't know what to do, whether to run or pass. I think what the Giants are going to do in this game is really concentrate on what the Eagles do best, is run and force Hurts to try to beat them in the air. With the Giants having that stout defensive line back at full strength, I think that will negate what the Eagles can do. What they do the best is run. So at 7.5, I know they're playing on the road, a divisional game. 7.5 is 2 full scores. I'll take the Giants on this one, particularly with Jones really managing the game and playing better, limiting his turnovers. Barkley, of course, is Barkley in the backfield, rushing, catching passes. And the Giants do have some, although they don't truly have a number one receiver, both of their receivers are serviceable. They come through when they need to. Giants defense wins this game outright.
All right. What are your thoughts on this game, Alma?
Yeah, I'm also going with El Gato on this one. I'm going Giants. Hurts
coming back, but how hurt is he? So, with that being said, Jones passed this last game for 301 yards, carried for 78, no INTs. He's hungry. I just have a feeling Giants are looking for this more than the Eagles are. The last matchup against them, January 6th, the Giants only lost by 6. So I think this is going to be some great Saturday night football. Can't wait. I just don't believe the Eagles will cover.
All right. Well, my second pick is going to be Bengals plus 5.5 against the Buffalo Bills. This game will be an emotional game for both teams. The last time they met up, the Bengals looked like they were going to dominate. This will be a tightly contested game and will come down to which quarterback makes the big plays and the fewest mistakes. It should come down to whoever has the ball last, I'm thinking. I'll take the team getting the points, but since he has the capability to win this game outright, go Bengals. What are your thoughts on this game, Alma?
I'm with you on this one. Josh Allen, yes, he has experience. Been in playoffs since 2020. He's 4-3 in the playoffs. He's gotten as far as the championship, no Super Bowl. Joe Burrow, on the other hand, second year in playoffs with the Super Bowl under his belt, 4-1 in the playoffs. So that being said, I know the Bills got all this emotion behind them with number 3.
All right, I like that. What are your thoughts on this game, El Gato?
Well, this is a tough game to analyze. The Bengals getting some points on the road against the Bills. Josh Allen, of course, is really, you look at the Bills, and who else other than Josh Allen can win this game for the Bills? If you take Josh Allen out of the picture, who else can come up and win this game? Diggs at wide receiver, maybe, yeah. Their tight end, I forget his name, serviceable, very good at catching passes as a checkoff, yes. But with the Bengals, true, they've got some issues. We all saw that against the Ravens. They've got some issues on the O-line. They're down maybe 2 starters, maybe 3. Burrow at the end of that game was I thought was running for his life to stay healthy. I don't know. This is going to be a close game, but with the Bengals in a tight game, divisional round, getting points on the road, 5.5. That's a full touchdown. I'm going to go with the Bengals on this game. I think the Bengals may make a few more extra plays with their wide receiver, Chase, with their running back, Mixon and Perrine, even behind a rebuilt offensive line. I think they can make a few more plays with the leaking defensive Bills side. So I'm gonna go with the Bengals plus 5.5 on this one.
All right. Do you have a third pick for us, Alma?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Chiefs over the Jags by 9 points. As of this morning, I believe Lawrence was still questionable to play. They had him on questionable. I believe he had limited practice on Tuesday with a hurt toe. So I'm not too sure what all that is about. He will play without a doubt. There's no doubt that he won't play. But how hurt will he be playing? They also have 2 wide receivers that are questionable. So I think Chiefs have this one in the bag to cover by 9 points, given their experience in playoffs.
All right. What are your thoughts on this game, El Gato?
Yeah, on this one, I'm gonna go on the other side of Alma's bet. I'm gonna go with the Jags, plus 9.5. But the way I look at it, the Jags, they should have been out of these playoffs, mid-season. At one point, they were 3-7. Then they go on this 9 or 8 game winning streak. So they're on house money right now. They came back from the dead and won. Last week's game against the Chargers, down 27. They end up winning the game. So right now, I'm thinking they're going to go into Kansas City playing relaxed. They have nothing to lose. They're going to play loose and free. Lawrence hopefully doesn't have a catastrophic first half like he did against the Chargers. If he can manage the game and hold his turnovers maybe to 0, maybe even just 1, Jags continue with their strong run game with Etienne. I'm not going to say they're going to win the game, but I can safely say hopefully they can cover that 9.5. I'm going to go with the Jags plus 9.5 to cover.
All right. Well, I am going with the Jags as well. On paper, this game looks like a mismatch, but throughout the season, the Chiefs have struggled trying to cover big spreads. Jacksonville cannot afford to get off to a slow start like last week because the Chiefs will not let up if they smell blood in the water. That being said, they played each other in Week 10, and the Jags held tough for most of the game. They are a much better team than they were in Week 10, so I am taking the Jags. All right, Elgato, do you have a 4th and 5th pick for us?
I do. My first pick is going to be the Jags Chiefs. I'm going to go with under 53.5 on this one. I'm expecting a high-scoring game, but thinking it's going to be a fourth quarter game. I'm thinking both teams maybe they tighten up towards the end of this game and play conservatively, stick to the run game, hold the possessions to a minimum. I'm thinking on this one, the Jags can keep it close, keep it under that 53.5. I'm looking at maybe a 30 to 20 game is a safe bet for me. I'm going to stay right there.
All right. Do you have any comments on this game or this pick, Alma?
Yeah, I'm also going with the under on this one. I don't believe Jags will be able to put up any points or very little points. Like I said, Lawrence is questionable. And then also on Monday, their backup quarterback was carted off the field during Monday practice. So Jags had a good run, but they're self-destructing before they even show up on Saturday. All points will be put up by the Chiefs. I'm going 31-10.
Wow, that is a statement.
That is. Well, I like the under on this game as well. Last time they played in Week 10, it was a fairly low-scoring game, and the Jags will try to run the ball as much as possible in order to keep Mahomes off the field. So I will go with the under 53.5. Do you have a 5th pick for us, Elgato?
I do. This pick is going to be the Cowboys and 49ers, and this comment is directed at Stephen A. Smith. I know you're listening. I know you're a recent subscriber. I know you're a Cowboy hater. But,
I like it.
I think the Cowboys are going to show up at, I was going to say at Candlestick Park, but that's the old days. They played really well against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, of course, was limited. They couldn't run the ball, so they were just all the Cowboys had to do was really defend the pass against Brady. But if you look at it, the Cowboys have just, if not equal, if not better, athletes on both sides of the ball. The Cowboys, of course, can run either with Zeke or with their other running back, with Pollard in the backfield. They make a good combination in the run game. They've got some pretty good receivers with CD, of course, on one side of the field. They've got a couple of receivers, possession receivers on T.Y. Hilton as one and Gallup on the other. And, of course, on the defensive side, they've got a solid defensive front with Micah Parsons on either side, right or left, Rush and Purdy. Now, if you think about it, I think the game plan for the Cowboys should be stop the 49ers' strength, which is their run, and make Purdy, of course, Iowa State guy. I'm a Big 12 guy. I've seen this guy plenty of times at Iowa State. And if the Cowboys can stop the run and really make this game one-dimensional where Purdy, I mean, you're going to have to make Purdy win the game. Can he win this game, a divisional game against the Cowboys? Yeah, they're going to be at home, but can they win the game? Can Purdy win the game? That's what it comes down to. The Cowboys are really two-dimensional. Dak, has been up and down all season, but he proved last week that, when it comes time to play, he can play. He can hit his throws to his receivers, hit his check down to Pollard or Zeke, and manage the game. He can even run for a touchdown. He proved that. Cowboys defense is solid. 49ers, no doubt, have one of the best defenses in the NFL. They're going to show up and play. The Cowboys, I think, cover at plus 4.5.
All right. Do you have any comments on this game, Elma?
Yeah, I don't ever like talking about my Cowboys. Die-hard Cowboys fan. So, look, 49ers are good, and they're pretty darn good. Purdy is on fire. McCaffrey is on fire. But what they lack is playoff experience. Purdy is 23 with a lot of ambition. Prescott is 29 and knows what it is to fall and rise again. Go Cowboys.
Boys.
All right. Well, I am with y'all on this pick. Go Cowboys. 49ers get 2 extra days of rest, but that won't help them in this game. Dallas defense will shine in this game, putting pressure on Purdy. Pressure he has not seen yet, forcing some bad throws. This will be a close game coming down to last possession. Boys cover. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
All right. Do you have any bonus bet for us, Elgato?
I do have a bonus pick. I've got a little 2-game, 2-team money line parlay. I've got the Bengals winning. I know they're plus 5, but I'm going to go ahead and take them winning over the Bills straight up. And I'm going to take the Cowboys winning straight up over the 49ers.
All right. I like that parlay. Sounds good. All right. Do you have any final comments, Elgato?
Other than, this is divisional round. We've got some good football this weekend. I mean, it's going to be some tight games, close games. Every possession is going to count. I mean, defensively, on the offensive side, on the defensive side, even special teams is going to matter on this game. The punters are going to matter. The field goal kickers are going to play a big role. I think, field position is going to matter. It's going to be just an exciting weekend. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Do you have any final comments, Alma?
No, I think it's going to, like El Gato said, it's going to be some good football. Looking forward to it. I can't wait to see all this come through.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to 5 Picks and a Chick. Be sure to tell your friends about us. Also, hit the subscribe button on your YouTube channel, as well as the like button. And you can also find us now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thank you to Alma for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Make sure to join us next week. As always, thank you to El Gato for being part of 5 Picks and a Chick. 1, 2, 3, break.